Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and when I woke up this morning, my son, my 8-year-old, walked in here, hands me a note, and it says, "To Dad." And I thought that this kid had done something sweet and that he wanted to write me a note telling me how great his dad was. It wasn't that at all. The note, I opened the note up, and it said, "McDonald's?" ? This kid is persistent. He knows how to sell from the time that he was born. This kid does not give up. He could teach a lot of you adults out there, especially you aspiring salespeople, a lot about life. Don't give up and try and try again. Okay, the market is flat as a board today. It's literally got XRP at $1 even. And so not much to talk about there. I did see this tweet, which I think I like these polls every once in a while. It's interesting to get the temperature of everyone out there. This is from Crypto Bull. What price will XRP reach in this bull cycle? I think that the majority of people here, that 52.4%, I think this is a pretty reasonable expectation. But here's what I believe. I believe that the things that could happen this year could be, I think it could be anything. I think it could be that you get rid of the SEC lawsuit, and all of a sudden you have institutions that can now buy XRP. If you get the roadblock that's been in the way of Ripple for all these years, you get that out of the way, and this is not crazy. These kind of things aren't crazy. They don't sound so crazy anymore. This might sound a lot more reasonable, or this, but remember, you're talking about something that there's XRP in the XRP. There's only 100 billion. Once that final roadblock is removed, this is something that will be used in the financial world globally, potentially for the rest of time. So what does that price look like? I believe this and beyond is what that price looks like. Yes, $100 and beyond. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for $10 to $13. I'm not here for $27 to $36. I'm not here for $42. I've been here for 8 freaking years. I am not here for this. I'm here for this. And I believe that's what we eventually see, $100 plus and beyond. Okay, now this tweet was interesting to me from Gold Telegraph. The chief economist of the Diem Association, the Facebook-backed crypto asset firm, said it would fade out its stablecoin if the Federal Reserve issued a central bank digital currency. Very interesting, yes. My question is this. Wonder who gave them the green light to be a stand-in for a Federal Reserve CBDC. I also wonder what tech or what protocol Diem is built on. And whatever happened to PayPal Galactic, David Marcus? And the reason I'm asking him is because he's the co-creator of what was Libra and is now Diem. But that's not what's most interesting about him. That's part of it. He was at PayPal, and he was literally the president of PayPal who announced in 2013 PayPal Galactic, and that they were going to build their own galactic currency. He's the one that announced it. Then he left to go to Facebook, and in the same year that he announced PayPal Galactic, that's when Peter Thiel, who was one of the founders of PayPal, through his founders fund, invested in Ripple. All coincidences. CoinDesk breaking, this is from yesterday. PayPal plans to allow customers to withdraw cryptocurrency to third-party wallets for the first time since it began offering buy and sell options last year. An executive said at Consensus 2021. So now, what this reminds me of is ever since I started this channel, if it's not written in a news article, the Twitter police say that you're not allowed to say it. But I've never really cared about those things because I usually go with my gut. If I see an article and I think and I have some thoughts about what I think is going on. I always give those thoughts because this is free speech. We can talk about our beliefs, what we think. So in this example, I remember when PayPal first announced they were going to do crypto. I remember all the people, yeah, but you're not going to be able to move it off there. You can only buy. And I always say, look, just because it's not written down does not mean that's not where this eventually ends up. Companies have to do things in phases. They don't just come out and do everything all at once. They phase things in. So PayPal, at first they offered crypto. And another example, they don't have XRP on the platform right now. Again, just because it's not on the platform right now, just like with Coinbase didn't have XRP when it started. That doesn't mean it won't be on the platform in the future. And what happens when they announce that it is going to be on the platform? What happens to the price of XRP in that scenario? XRP Vet Diamonds to the sky. That's why I keep saying XRP is more coiled up and has more positive news in front of it than any digital asset in the entire crypto space. There are more awesome shoes. We've had plenty of negative shoes drop. There are more awesome shoes that can drop than for any digital asset in the space, period. Okay, then Brian Brooks was at Consensus and he said this, which I found interesting.
Well, I think in the U.S., they're more of a discussion than a reality, to be quite honest. I gave a talk yesterday. There was a poll asked of all the participants as to when they thought the U.S. would launch a CBDC. Did they think it was going to be A, in 2022, B, 2023 to 25, C, never? Only 5% of the people said never, but I'm going to put my money on never as the actual time. That's just not what we do in this country, is have the government build innovative structures.
Okay, now let's play a little game here. I just happened to pick something up and I was going to see who can guess what sound this is. I'll do it a couple of times. All right, just for fun. All right, moving along. James K. Phelan put this out. SEC attorney Dugan Bliss moves to withdraw from the case because he is leaving the employ of the SEC. I've seen a lot of people saying that this means the end of the SEC case and all that. That's not what I saw when I first saw this. Maybe it's just a guy leaving the SEC. So I don't think we'll ever know the answer to that. But I hope he is leaving because he thinks it's ridiculous. This lawsuit's ridiculous. Okay, Anders L. had put this out. This is interesting. 3 new job positions working with central bank CBDCs in Singapore, New York, and London. This is from Ripple's website. And you'll see where does it say? Okay, right here. Senior Manager, Business Development, Central Banks. Senior Manager, Business Development, Central Banks. Senior Manager, Business Development, Central Banks. In these 3 places. Not your average company. XRP is not your average digital asset. And then XRP Crypto Wolf had put this out from yesterday when Brad Garlinghouse had been on Consensus, and I'll show you a couple of those clips in a second. Says Ripple plans to go public, but not until it resolves the XRP lawsuit. Brad Garlinghouse said Ripple has signed over 20 contracts this year, with Southeast Asia seeing strong growth. All right, and that's the same thing that Yoshitaka Katal said. He said that they would go public after this lawsuit. Hey, Oseko Carmona sent me this. Now, this is from James Rule, and listen to this clip. This is another guy who is at Consensus, this Piyush Gupta, CEO of DBS Bank. Wait.
I view that where we are today, while money is important and it, of course, be tokenized, in reality, every asset class is going to get tokenized. And that includes whether it's physical property or paintings or buildings, what have you. The notion of tokenization extends well beyond currency as a medium of exchange. I view
that like James Rule says, sounds to me like all the money. And I was looking at this behind him. It looks almost like an X back there, but that's probably just a coincidence too. And it's also a coincidence that he was at at Ripple's Swell annual conference in 2019. Okay, the yard man's pulling up, guys. So listen, You start hearing blowers and lawnmowers and whatnot, and that is blowers and lawnmowers and whatnot. Okay, now Brad Garlinghouse, good for him. He went and he said, when after his interview on CNBC yesterday, said, "Thanks Joe and Andrew Sorkin for having me on to chat about Ripple's traction, the differences between Ripple and XRP, the need for regulatory clarity. On the second point, fixed your graphic for you." So he crossed out how they're doing this intentionally to be jerks, folks. This is not a coincidence. And he crossed it out to kind of throw it back in their eye, I think. Okay, and here's Brad Garlinghouse at Consensus yesterday from Bank XRP.
About even this year, the growth. We've signed well over 20 contracts since the beginning of the year, and continue to grow very quickly globally. I mean, in Southeast Asia, one of our fastest growing segments, we've seen activity grow 10x year on year. So look, payments, and as was introduced for this session, payments was kind of the original vision and use case across crypto, and that vision is alive and well using XRP, and again, because it's so efficient for these types of purposes.
Do you know where payments was the original vision? I believe it's PayPal. Okay, and next we have, let's see, was that the first? Yeah. Next we have this clip from him, and this is from CoinDesk.
I can't think of anyone who left right before the litigation. So, I mean, the lawsuit was filed right before Christmas. I don't think anyone left our government relations team in the, probably 6 months before that. We had some people leave early in 2020, but certainly not related to this specifically.
Okay. Let me check on that. Before we wrap up, we have
that's off the top of my head. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you. That's off the top of my head. So if I got something wrong there, I'm not. I mean, look, Ripple has consistently tried to be very transparent, about what we do. We do the XRP markets report. Again, I think one of the ironies is, our transparency in some ways gets used against us.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this might be one of the more bullish things coming from traditional finance. Most of you know who Carl Icahn is, but mega billionaire, I guess, investor. But this guy, when this guy speaks, people listen to what he says here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the whole business. I'm not looking at what to buy necessarily at this time. I'm just looking at the whole business and how I might get involved in it with Icahn Enterprises in a relatively big way, because I do think it's here to stay in one form or another. I think
relatively big way. What does relatively big way mean, Carl?
Well, a big way for us would not be to buy a few coins or something, I'm not going to buy a few coins. I don't believe in trading the market if I can help it. I've learned.
Hundreds of millions, billions? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, a big way for us would be, $1 billion, $1.5 billion, something like that. But that would be a sort of a big way, I guess, for us. But sometimes we go bigger than that. Sometimes a lot smaller. But so I'm not going to say exactly. But to get back to the, I guess in a way to really get back to the concept. But a lot of these other things, though, I think out there are overvalued. There's no question about that in my mind. But that doesn't mean that necessarily. And I was saying about cryptocurrency, to get back to it, I don't think there will be a lot of the survivors that are out there trading today in it. I don't think so. I think there's got to be some form of really feeling there's safety and value there.
All right. So when that guy's talking like that, get ready. Now, this is something I'm going to warn you. He drops the F-bomb, but this made me laugh out loud, and you got to see it. This is a guy that's walking out of looks like a restaurant, and these guys are asking him, they're standing outside asking people if they've bought Dogecoin or Dogecoin. And listen, I got a blower on my front porch, by the way. Let him walk away 1 second. Nothing stops this show, folks. Not blowers, not lawnmowers, not hedge trimmers, which will be coming here shortly, I believe, because my hedges look like they needed to be trimmed a little bit. Nothing. Okay, listen to what this guy says. This is hilarious.
Excuse me, buddy, I'm Mike Seaver. I go around on TikTok asking people if they've ever invested in Dogecoin.
Fuck Dogecoin. I invested in XRP at 4 cents. I'm up $19,000.
Now that's just a classic right there. That is perfect. Now, I have people ask me all the time to remind them about this. PureVPN, there's this link's at the top of my description in this video. PureVPN, if you're wanting to protect yourself, it says stay secure, private, and anonymous online. When these markets heat up, the bad guys come out to play, and so you need to have antivirus, you need to have a virtual private network, which is what this is. You can click on this in my link. They're doing you can try it out for 7 days for 99 cents is what their thing they're running right now is, and that's PureVPN. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button. Tell your friends and family to get a VPN. Thanks.